Well, everyone, let's go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 FE and compare it against the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 and see which particular tablet is the better one for you. Now, the big thing I can definitely tell you is that number one, when you're taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 FE and the Tab S9, these two are slightly different types of tablet lineups. The standard Tab S series of tablets that Samsung makes, these are supposed to be like a very premium, top of the top type of tablets, right? Those are supposed to be the most expensive tablets, Samsung makes. Their Ultra series specifically, but their Tab S series is usually the more expensive ones. Their FE lineup is supposed to be this fan edition, like cheaper type of mid-tier type of lineup. It's not supposed to be ultra cheap. It's supposed to be like a mid-tier type of tablet experience. So when you're looking at these types of tablets, that's one of the big things to keep in mind here. For me personally, if I'm looking at both, they look very similar, but there are some hidden things in between that might sway you into buying one over the other. But if at any point you want to go ahead and buy one over the other in this particular example, links will be down in the description below, where you can get them for the cheapest prices I find on Amazon, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these particular tablets, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 came out back in 2023. So that particular tablet is going to be, about 2 years old now, but it doesn't really feel like a super old or outdated type of tablet by any means at all. With the Tab S9, this one is basically going to be able to give you an 11-inch dynamic AMOLED display. So that type of tablet is giving you a very good type of tablet, lineup in terms of its display. Like, it's a very good type of display. It's very high resolution, 1600 by 2560, and it's also 120 Hertz. So that right there is already giving you such an edge when it comes down to this type of camera lineup. Like, it's going to be giving you a much better type of experience. It's going to feel very, very good in the hand, and it's going to look like such a beautiful type of tablet when it comes down to it. So I do think for me personally, if I'm going to go through and pick up some sort of a device, this thing I think does a really good job at giving you a very fast and good type of tablet when it comes down to it. Again, maybe it isn't perfect, but it still is going to be giving you a really good type of tablet from that perspective. And I will tell you, in my personal opinion, that is a really nice thing going on for the Tab S9. With the Tab S10 FE, this one's a little bit different. This one's going to be giving you a 10.9-inch IPS LCD panel. So this one is going to be a slightly different little story, right? So within this particular tablet, this one's going to be giving you a 90 Hertz display. So that right there is going to be a slight little difference here for the most part. Again, it's not going to be the biggest deal in the world, but if you are about to go through and pick up a tablet, that one is going to be giving you a little bit of a different type of experience. It's an IPS LCD panel. They're roughly around the same size, but you are going to be getting a little bit of a lower resolution here at 1440p, still perfectly fine, but the refresh rate is 90 Hertz. But I will tell you, going from 90 to 120 is a big difference, but still I think 90 Hertz is still very good for the most part too. And I think as long as you're getting 90 to 120, you should be probably okay for the most part. Both are giving you USB Type-C ports on the bottom. Both are also giving you micro SD card slots as well. So that right there is a nice thing, being able to go through and get a micro SD card, I think is a really nice advantage for both these types of tablets. On the backside, they're both giving you these really good build qualities. The stylus S Pen support, although I think the Tab S9 has a better S Pen built in. You're getting your single camera setup, and that's kind of it on the exterior. I think both these tablets, like I said before, do a really good job at giving you a really good type of build quality for the most part. So I'm a big fan of this type of tablet, and I do think it still is completely worth buying for the most part for both of them, at least from the exterior. But the Tab S9 is giving you an overall better type of build quality. When it comes down to their cameras, this is also another important thing to keep in mind here as well. So the camera layout on both is almost identical. So they're both giving you 13 megapixel wide angle cameras on the backside, and they're both giving you 12 megapixel ultra wide cameras on the front side. So this right here is also just another really funny type of difference. You're essentially going to be able to go through and get basically the same type of capability between both. Both are giving you 4K at 30 on the back, and both are giving you 4K at 30 on the front. So they are almost exactly the same thing here. And I feel like from that particular side, if you're looking at both, there's not really going to be this massive crazy difference, in terms of the camera quality. So they're both going to be, like I said before, pretty much the same exact thing. And if you're going from one device to the other, it's going to be relatively around the same type of experience here. So luckily for us, we don't have to worry about too many things. but if you are going to go through and pick up a device, keep in mind that the cameras on both are going to be about the same thing when it comes down to it. When it comes down to their software longevity, this is also going to be another important thing to keep in mind here too. They're both still supported with software. I would say that with the Tab S9, it's probably not going to last as long in terms of software support as something like the Tab S10 FE. There's a higher chance that with the Tab S10 FE, that type of device is probably going to be able to give you a longer lasting software longevity phone than the Tab S9. So if you're trying to get the device that is going to be giving you like a longer lasting phone, I would say that the Tab S10 FE is probably going to be the longer lasting one, where the Tab S9 is still going to be good, it's still going to be supported with software, and there isn't really that much to complain about there within the Tab S10 FE or the Tab S9 because they're still supported with software, so there's not even like a massive difference. There is one slight advantage for the Tab S9, and that is going to be in terms of the battery size. It is going to be giving you an 8400 mAh battery, where the Tab S10 FE is giving you a 8000 mAh battery. So that right there is also like a little slight difference. You're going to be able to go through and basically get a little bit of a bigger size battery inside of the Tab S9 than the Tab S10 FE, but even then that's not going to be the biggest deal in the world, but that is just going to be another one of those small things that you're going to experience from that side. Now, on top of that, I think another really important thing to keep in mind here too is with the performance. And this is actually a really big difference. So with the Tab S10 FE, this tablet is giving you an Exynos 1580 chipset with 8 or 12 gigs of RAM, but the Tab S9 is giving you the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset with 8 or 12 gigs of RAM. And here's the thing, you might think to yourself, well, they have the same amount of RAM, so the performance is going to be roughly around the same. That Tab S9 with that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset is going to be significantly faster and just an overall better performing type of tablet than something like the Tab S10 FE. You're also getting a way better GPU inside of the Tab S9, the Adreno 740 over the Eclipse 540 on the Tab S10 FE. So if you're playing heavy games, if you're trying to do heavy type of, processing at all inside of your tablet, you're definitely going to be getting a faster performing type of device inside of the Tab S9 than the Tab S10 FE. So to kind of sum up this whole entire comparison and to kind of answer the question, which particular tablet is the better one for you, I still think for the everyday average person, the Tab S9 is probably going to be the better, faster performing tablet for the everyday average person. Like if you're out there and you're going to go through and buy some sort of a tablet, I do think the Tab S9, it makes a lot of sense to go through and buy. It's older, it's a little cheaper now in the used market, and I do think you can buy a used Tab S9 for cheaper than a Tab S10 FE. I would say that with the Tab S10 FE, this type of tablet, it's good. It's a good mid-tier tablet, and it's a good one for like a brand new value. But I still think buying like the last generation old Tab S series, the standard one, is better than buying like the FE lineup from this year. So that's kind of the way I see it, but I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.